Hey guys, Tesla here. This is the third video for the Proficiency class pack, and if you have not seen the first two, I have the links in the video description. For this round, we're doing the Marksman, which is one of my favorites. Typically, you wouldn't want to bring a Marksman to a mission where it's a subway or sewer. I mean, you can, but they won't be as effective as other classes, right? And typically with marksman, you would want to put the soldier on a high ground and then, just start sniping everything. So there are two builds that you can come up with regards to marksman. One is the sniper, which is very shooty. Basically, you get in position, you shoot a lot, you do nothing else but you shoot, and you reload. Shoot, that's about it, right? And the scout build, utilizing stealth. I'm not familiar with the scout build. I've tried it, I didn't like it. I think it's better left off to the Reaper. So I'm just gonna share the sniper build. So in terms of loadouts, typically if you have, let me see, it's not here. Oh, that's weird. Make armor available. Typically you would try to give it a serpent armor or anything that can give it grappling hook, right? So it could be serpent armor, it could be the wrist suit, it could be spider suit, or there's a mod that gives you a vest. I don't think I have it. There's a mod that gives you a vest with grappling hook, so that one works as well. But typically you want to give the marksman something that allows the soldier to grapple to high ground. So that's number one. So in proficiency, you can either equip a vector rifle or a sniper rifle. I think if you're going with a sniper build and all you want to do is do a lot of damage, I think you should go with a sniper rifle, right? Dark lens is potentially one of the best. Quick preview for the weapon and item overhaul. You'll see that there is a custom abilities, Lord of the Flies, and also sniper scope, special optic weapon upgrade for sniper rifles. So yeah, so we'll go into weapon and item overhaul later. It's gonna be a long video, I think. And then secondary weapon, you can either equip a pistol or a holo targeter. You can also equip a Psyamp if you have Psionics X Machina mod, but I'm not gonna go too much into this. We're gonna focus on either a pistol or holo targeter. In the case of the current build I'm gonna share with you, we're gonna go with a pistol, right? So any pistol will do, as long as it's the best one you got. And then if you only have one utility slot, which is what's happening with me right now, I suggest you go with AP rounds, because they will be more effective with AP rounds. I think I've tried with other rounds, even though, let's take for example this one, right, which gives you additional damage, but I don't think it's as effective as AP rounds, especially when you're dealing with a lot of armored enemies. So that's basically it for loadout. You can give it whatever vest that you think is the best for survivability, but because you won't be be near to any enemies, it's okay to just run with whatever vest that you think is good for the marksman. Okay, so let's look at the abilities. Right, here we go. So we have sniper, spotter, and scout. So at corporal, I think the best option would be lightweight optics. This is just my preference. Lead the target is a close second, but I've not had much luck with it. It does pair well with, it's even mentioned here somewhere, it pairs well with the action return from Raptor's Perch, but I would rather shoot again instead of using lead the target, or I would rather reload instead of using lead the target. Blind sight is interesting, but it's more suited for stealth build, of which I rather leave to the Reaper or Jin Kelly proficiency classes, right? So my marksman is mainly going to be sniping at enemies from far away. At sergeant, I think the best one is high approach angle. The other two abilities are more suited for a more stealth build. So when firing at enemies at a lower elevation while braced, negate 50% of the defense they receive from cover. Requires the marksman to be braced. Has no effect on enemies that cannot take cover. Basically, it boosts your aim, right? For enemies that is using cover. At Lieutenant, I would go for Raptor's Perch and Quickset Bipod. So those are basically these two. It's always these two. If you just take one of it, it's not going to be as strong as taking both of them. I would suggest to take both of them if you have the AP for it. So they interact well with each other. Raptor's Perch gives you 1 action point once per turn if you kill an enemy at lower elevation, and Quickset Bipod allows you to shoot with 1 action remaining, though you won't crit with it. So the way quick hands work, automatically brace at the end of your turn if you only took movement action. So that's the first thing, which is a good utility. And sniper rifles can now fire a standard snapshot with only 1 action remaining, but snapshots do not gain any bonuses from precision targeting and cannot generate critical hits. So you won't get critical hits, but it's still bonus damage, right? So instead of firing just once, you can actually fire twice if you pair it with Raptor's Perch. So the idea is to position your marksman on a high ground and make sure to get a kill shot on an enemy on lower elevation. AP rounds help a lot here, and so that you can shoot again. So Quickset Bipod also has a nice auto brace utility when you do a yellow move, very useful when you're trying to get into position. These two are basically the staple of this build. Without these two, the sniper is not as good. Ghost is mainly suited for the stealth build, so I won't get into it. Let's move on to Captain. This rank is a bit boring as a sniper, honestly. I would always go for Weapon Specialist for the extra damage, and good thing is they apply to pistols too. Opportunist is a close second for additional damage against flank targets. The only downside is enemies that do not use cover like robots cannot be flanked, so the damage bonus does not apply all the time. So keep that in mind. It is okay to double back for this if you have the spare AP. Vital point targeting is better suited if you carry holo targeter as a secondary, of which I never use. I still think it's better to shoot or throw grenade rather than holo target something for someone else to shoot at, right? At major rank, I would take ready for anything as my main. It works with pistol and vector rifles, and because I don't use vector rifles, I have to carry a pistol to make this worthwhile. Concealing Smoke is more suited for stealth build. You can take precision shot if you have high enough aim to offset the aim penalty. So you lose about 25% aim, but then you gain 35% damage. If you have a high enough aim stat, then I guess you could take this, but most of the time, even if you have this ability, you won't use it that often, right? So at Colonel, it seems like a recurring theme with Colonel rank in this class pack. It's a bit underwhelming, but I have a feeling it is designed this way to prevent power creep in late game. Anyway, my go-to ability is Apex Predator, which is this one. The Panic and Disorient effect is useful, though you do need to crit to proc it, so that also means it's not very reliable. But then out of these three, this is the only one that I think is most useful for the sniper. Sentry is only useful if you like to take reaction shots with your marksman, something I do not do often enough outside of ready for anything. Harry's Talon is better suited for the stealth build. It gives you armor piercing while in concealment, but if you carry AP rounds, it is pointless, honestly, right? So the last row down here, which is the XCOM row, you should pick anything that supports sniper build, and the community plugin, the one that I'm running right now, it does make the pistol more useful as a secondary weapon. So for example, I managed to roll this one, but I'm thinking to get rid of Fanfire because it's too strong, and probably I'll replace it with something else. This is useful as well for a sniper, because on high ground typically you won't get much full cover, so you can sit in half cover and still get the bonus of a full cover, so that's really cool. And smoke grenade helps. So if you don't have anything to shoot for the moment, but you know there are enemies coming in, you have some extra action point while you could throw a smoke grenade, so that boosts your defense a bit more. So it looks pretty straightforward for Marksman, unlike the previous video where I talked about Assault Infantry, which has a bunch more abilities that interact with each other. So if you have some experience running the stealth build with Marksman, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested in how you play it. Like this video if you like it, and do not forget to subscribe for more content like this. Good luck, Commander.